And somewhere out there in an alternate reality is some fucking pig preparing human bacon.
Today we have some new people who haven't been in this scene yet. My wife, Val.
Hi.
And then Giant over here, who doesn't want to be seen on camera.
Human bacon.
It's Chris. I mean, it's not Chris.
Alright, have you guys heard the theory on The Incredibles with the first robot that attacks?
Do you mean the one that was created by Syndrome?
Yeah, the first one that Mr. Incredible fights, the eye is blue. Because it actually wasn't targeting Mr. Incredible, it was targeting Freeze. Mr. Freeze. The robot, Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze?
That's what I'm gonna call him. or Freeze.
Frozone.
Frozone, yeah. She specifically said, yes, he's getting in the car with the big man. So that's why the second one that he fights is glowing red, because they specifically modified it to be able to fight Mr. Incredible.
Racist is the black guy is the first one that they killed in there.
Yeah, that's great.
It was not the first guy killed in the movie.
Wasn't it?
No. He never died.
He was supposed to die.
He was supposed to die.
He was supposed to die. But there were like other superheroes that whenever Mr. Incredible went into the vault, he found multiple other superheroes who had been murdered.
Human bacon.
Who here's good at riddles?
Nah.
Not right now.
Forwards I am heavy, backwards I am not.
Forwards I am
You didn't
heavy.
scream.
Backwards I am not.
A ton.
Yep. Feed me and I live, water me and I die.
Fire.
Yep.
It doesn't surprise me that you're the first one to connect the dots. Human bacon.
I guess if you guys want to know what we're doing today, I'm reading part 2 of Coming Soon. Have you guys seen episode 1 of Coming Soon? I watched it while editing. You watched it. Val, have you seen it?
No.
Holy shit, Nightcrawlers. I almost couldn't wait. But worried a Christmas summons might be frowned upon, so I suffered through it. A lot of you gave donations, and it means the world to us. We're also overjoyed with your amazing gifts, and I would love to share those with everyone. Lady, seriously, thank you. I'm wearing the Nuke's Top 5 shirt. Did you see it? This is badass. I'm in love. Disco, you are a true artist. Crawlers, look what this guy drew. I've never looked so dapper. Now, this last one really blew my mind. Paige, I'm telling myself you're super rich so I don't feel bad about this drone, because I really love it. In fact, I have a special surprise. Tomorrow, I'm going to premiere a forest cryptid story with a special video taken by my new toy. I flew this baby all over the property and the footage came out great. God, no, I haven't, Paige. I'm sorry. Tell you what, I'll read your story tomorrow and shoot you an email as soon as I'm finished. See you tomorrow, Crawlers. You make a creature's heart want to beat. I am so sorry I bailed yesterday. We had an intruder, and everything has been hectic. The police were worthless. They didn't do a goddamn thing! Wow, I didn't mean to shout. I'm just so worked up right now. Everything was going so well. I should have known something like this was coming. I know you're sick of hearing it, but I really do appreciate this shit out of you. Thanks for your concern. I know it's silly to worry about a time like that, but I did panic at the thought of you all wondering where the fuck Edge went. No, seriously though. We're fine. Physically. Amber is a little shaken. Aiden is acting tough. Connor's being a mama's boy, and Eddie, well, he was pissed, but not anymore. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Let me start over, because this is a weird-ass story. After the last stream, I did final edits on the drone footage, checked the doors, peeked in on the kids, and went to bed. It's the same routine every night. I can't sleep without knowing it's done. I I shouldn't have made that stupid joke about a fake haunting. This shit sounds just as bad. I know you guys believe me, but can we keep this a secret? Because I'm too stressed to deal with trolls. Man, a slumdog cryptid like myself doesn't deserve you. I swear, I'm tempted to pay a writer to put this mind fuck into fancy words, but we'll make do. So, picture it. Our humble, slightly creepy home in the middle of nowhere, and a family of 5 soundly asleep. The master bedroom is downstairs, and the boys' rooms are upstairs. Since they keep their doors closed, Eddie usually sleeps with us. At 3:18, I woke to a cold, wet face nudge and heard. At 3:18, I woke to a cold, wet face nudge and heard faint footsteps above us. I would have slept right through if not for our good boy, but one of the kids going into my office puzzled me. It's not like a movie where Dad's secret room is off limits. There's no locked drawers, nothing. Even more strange was how they seemed to be pacing end to end, like they were searching for something. Then there was a loud thud, like something hit the floor, and I lost track of the person as their steps retreated. Eddie showed his displeasure with some out-of-character growling that made me nervous. That's when we got up to scold whichever genius decided they couldn't wait for whatever they were doing. But upstairs, I almost bumped into Connor as he left the bathroom. I told him, "Get your ass back to bed. You should know better." He wore the most pitifully confused face, and I didn't even wait for a response. Even Ed was ashamed of my behavior. He rudely bumped my leg as he followed Connor to bed. Amber barely grunted when I told her, and didn't remember anything by morning. When Eddie followed the boys downstairs for breakfast, I remember thinking he was particularly underfoot, but I had bigger concerns. I asked them outright, what was so important it couldn't wait for daylight? I know kids lie, but I also know what it looks like when they're genuinely confused. They had no clue what I was asking. To be sure, I made a joke of it. You know, we aren't mad, it's actually funny in the light of day kind of stuff. Nothing. I'm sorry, I love my sons. The little bastards are terrible actors. Hell, I was almost ready to entertain the haunted notion. So I took a look around. The front door has 3 locks and no one is getting the noisy garage open without waking the whole house. Windows were possible to reach, but impossible to open. When nothing was amiss in the office, I went outside. After walking a few pointless circles, I decided to check the mail and call it quits. After walking a few pointless circles, I decided to check the mail and call it quits. On the way back, I leaned against a tree to tie my shoe and almost shit myself. Amber and I quit smoking before we moved here, yet there was a cluster of cigarette butts on the ground, as if someone stood there for a few hours. I took pictures to show Amber without scaring the kids, but she thought I was overreacting. That put me into even deeper investigation mode. Those butts weren't covered in dirt with faded filters. No, those were from this week. I must have played the previous night in my head 100 times before it finally clicked. The attic access is in the office. It has one of those trap doors in the ceiling. It makes a nice, loud thud when opened. Do you have any idea how many stories I've read where a hobo is living in someone's crawl space? Shit. I can't begin to describe the instant coldness that spread through me. It was bone-deep dread. The cigarettes scared me, but when Amber didn't care, I don't know, I thought maybe she snuck them behind my back? There's a certain level of unrealness to the idea of a stranger roaming about as we slept. Now remember, this is just the next morning. It was broad daylight. I put the family in the car, took my pistol out of the safe, and gathered my courage under the attic door. With shaking hands, I pulled the rope and watched the small, black abyss open wider and wider. The rickety stairs fell to the floor with the same hard thud as before, and my stomach dropped to a new low. Carefully ascending the unsteady ladder, I listened for any noise to indicate another presence. My knee threatened to buckle with each step, but there are no words for the moment you actually see a nightmare brought to life. Thankfully, there isn't much clutter up there. It was easy to take in the full room with a few turns. I called the police, and they stayed on the phone as I made my way back to the garage. They didn't hang up until we were safely parked at the end of our long driveway, waiting for their arrival. 20 minutes later, 2 cruisers joined us. The first stayed with my family, and I rode with the second. After a full search, I escorted police to the nest and explained, "Yeah, the attic is for decorations and we removed the Christmas ornaments weeks ago." I did my best to stay calm. I know they were only doing their job, but I think I'd remember seeing blankets and pillows laid in the middle of our family albums. For the love of... Sorry. I know. I've kept you too long and I'm getting riled up again. There's no way one of the boys pulled all that shit out. No one has touched those damn photos since 2011 when we went digital. The cops think someone squatted here for a few days before moving on, but I don't think I'll ever sleep again. How many nights was some deranged person sharing our house? So yeah, that's why there was no video yesterday. I cleaned the attic and stored the Christmas decorations while Amber went to town for cameras and a padlock. We now have a motion-activated surveillance and secure attic door that won't open again until October. Oh, but one last thing before we go. I want to let you know we appreciate how Eddie stepped up to protect the boys. Even after we got in the car, he stayed right between them. Needless to say, he received a handsome dinner and buried his new bone proudly. I'm not joking. He absolutely has new swagger in his step. He knows he did good, boy. Alright. Till next time, crawlers.
Human bacon.